All right, let's settle in. Welcome, personnel. I'm your briefing officer for today, and we've got a highly sensitive, strictly classified explainer to get through as Foundation Security. You're stepping into a Level 4 threat assessment covering a notoriously volatile Euclid-class anomaly, so focus up. The intel in this briefing isn't just academic, it's absolutely essential for your ongoing survival on site. Okay, let's dive into this. Now, the fact that you're sitting here means Site Command has verified your security clearance. And believe me, a highly secure environment is totally necessary today. We're going to be discussing the severe, highly reactive, anomalous properties of a subject that has, frankly, cost our organization heavily in the past. Let's take a quick look at the agenda for today's operational briefing. We're covering 1. Object identification. 2. Structural composition. 3. Defensive threat vectors. 4. Incident report. And finally, 5. Containment mandates. Understanding this structure is absolutely vital for your continued survival at this facility, so let's keep moving. Moving right into Section 1, Object Identification and the sheer scale of the anomaly. Let's look at the physical impossibility of what exactly it is we're trying to contain here. We're dealing with SCP-015. So, what is it? Well, it's a Euclid-class anomalous mass of pipes, vents, boilers, basically a massive plumbing apparatus that completely fills a warehouse in its designated containment sector. But here's what makes this entity such a persistent, active threat. It actually grows when it's left unobserved. Seriously, if we aren't actively watching it, it attempts to physically expand and connect itself to nearby structures by linking right into local sewer systems and underground plumbing. It is essentially a self-replicating, spreading infection of industrial hardware. And when I say it grows, I really want you to grasp the massive scale we're dealing with. 190. That is the current estimate in kilometers of the pipes making up this entity. To put that in perspective, that's roughly 120 miles of twisting, overlapping plumbing packed into a single location. And these pipes range dramatically in size too. You've got some as narrow as 2.5 centimeters, while others are massive conduits over a meter in diameter. Some look brand new, while others are heavily rusted and actively leaking. But listen, the scale is just the beginning. That brings us to Section 2, Structural Composition. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the anomalous materials involved, because the sheer volume of this anomaly is honestly dwarfed by the horrifying reality of its makeup. Look, when you think of plumbing, you naturally think of traditional materials, right? Lead, PVC plastic, copper. Well, none of those have ever been found within SCP-015, not a single trace. Instead, the pipes comprising this bizarre structure are made of bone, wood, steel, pressed ash, glass, and granite. And, most disturbingly, human flesh. Yes, you heard that right. You are not looking at a standard municipal water system. You're looking at an incomprehensible, macabre assembly of organic and inorganic matter somehow fused together. Let's move on to Section 3, Defensive Threat Vectors, specifically its violent reactions. I need your absolute, undivided attention here, folks, because we are going to cover the lethal consequences of triggering this entity's defense mechanisms. Because SCP-015 isn't just weird to look at, it is highly reactive and incredibly hostile. Let's walk through the steps of a typical engagement. Step 1. Triggering the anomaly. This happens if any personnel acts violently or even simply carries hand or power tools into the area, or tries to damage or repair the structure in any way. Do that and you immediately initiate Step 2, Proximity Pipe Burst. Any pipes near the offending subject will violently rupture. This directly leads to Step 3, Hostile Material Spray, where the burst pipes spray their contents directly onto the subject for several seconds. And finally, Step 4, Continuation. The initial flow will suddenly stop, only for different pipes to immediately burst all around the subject. This violent cycle will continue relentlessly until the subject is dead or until they somehow manage to completely retreat from the area. So, you might be wondering, what exactly is spraying out of these pipes? Well, ejected contents include oil and mercury, but it gets far, far worse. Survivors have reported being sprayed with live rats, an unidentified species of insect, ground glass, seawater, entrails, and even molten iron. I mean, no way, right? But it uses whatever horrific, anomalous resources it possesses internally to violently reject any perceived interference. All right, Section 4, Incident Report. Operational losses. We need to take a hard look at the historical cost of containing this anomaly, because the Foundation has paid a very heavy price in blood to learn these rules. Let's review the metrics on the board. Before we actually managed to cut SCP-015 back to its current footprint, it successfully attached itself to 11 other structures in the surrounding area. And to achieve our current state of containment, 11 Foundation personnel were killed in action. Furthermore, 20 personnel are currently classified as missing. So the crucial point is that these numbers aren't just statistics on a board. They represent past operational failures that we absolutely must learn from, because complacency around SCP-015 literally equals death. Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, Containment Mandates, Absolute Directives. These are the rigid, unbending rules that you will enforce to prevent any further casualties. These special containment procedures are absolute and completely non-negotiable. First, you must maintain a 2-meter or 6-foot gap around the entire structure at all times. Second, absolutely no physical contact with the containment structure by any outside structures of any kind. Third, exploration is only permissible in teams of exactly 3, equipped with full safety lines and GPS tracking. Fourth, if the entity grows a new protrusion, your team must cap, seal, and log that new site immediately. And finally, the absolute golden rule: no aggressive actions. No tools of any kind, hand or power, and no repairs or maintenance are to be made anywhere inside SCP-015. I cannot stress this enough. Absolute compliance with these directives is the only way you will survive an encounter. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a note direct from the official incident logs. Quote, "Reports have been made of banging and screaming coming from within SCP-015. I really want you to remember those 20 missing personnel we discussed just a minute ago. They aren't just gone. They are inside. Let the grim reality of that sink in for a moment." And that brings us to the end of our explainer briefing. So, who or what is still screaming within the 190 kilometers of SCP-015? Well, we don't know for certain, but it's exactly why your mission here as security personnel is so absolutely critical. Study these slides, memorize the mandates, and above all, stay vigilant out there. Dismissed. This concludes today's briefing. If you wish to maintain your current clearance level and ensure continued access to the Versarian database, a subscription to this channel is mandatory. Secure your connection by leaving a like on this file, and log your requests in the comments section below to dictate which anomaly we unseal next. Stay vigilant and expect your next set of logs every day. Secure, contain, protect.